But it is. It is. It is. It's a club, okay? It is a club. And whether it's the NFL, the Major League Baseball, the
Sheriff's
NBA.
Department.
Wow.
I mean,
what?
it's
I'm
a
talking
club.
about sports.
It's a club.
Okay? And they're in there cleaning up the Sheriff's Department. We know that, okay?
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm. They're doing that. They've made great, look.
They're cleaning from within. And you know what really struck me this morning when I'm watching the news?
What?
I'm hearing Benghazi again all over the news.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a new email that surfaced.
Yes. And I'm hearing the commission that's put together to be the oversight team that gets to the bottom of it, because 4 Americans died, and that was a travesty, and we should never allow that to happen, and we need to know where it started, where it ended, who's responsible, and it goes on and on and on. Then I'm thinking, every other day, I can hear a story of abuse in some police department across the nation. But
so what's your threshold of innocent lives then? Ask me mine.
Oh, I don't have a threshold of innocent lives. What I'm saying is, why don't we have a non-partisan, in any police department foothold group of individuals that hold these people accountable for what they do? People get beat up, like that poor Down syndrome man that had a pouch on his waist, and the cop beat him down because he didn't know what his pouch was, and actually pulled his colostomy bag off of his person as he beat this guy. The police must be monitored. We see on Washington all the time that you want to monitor them, and you want to monitor what happened in Benghazi. Who did what wrong. We need heads to roll. It's been a long time. People are losing their life walking the streets of L.A., Chicago, New York, Detroit, Michigan. Every single day they're losing it. But where is the uprising, and where is the cry for those kind of innocent lives? I'm not saying Benghazis and those 4 innocent Americans don't deserve the information to be forthcoming, but so do we here. And we need everybody to understand that there's 2 sets of reality that walks the streets every single day. Just because you may not see it doesn't mean it's not there.
You know, a lot of that is media's responsibility.
It shouldn't be media's responsibility.
Okay, as an example. No. Yes, media should be talking about this stuff.
All the time.
And in the wake of, look, everybody's got a smartphone. I'm getting all kinds of stuff, to the minute, right?
Yeah.
People should be talking about this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. When Donald Sterling's tape surfaced, coast to coast, people went nuts, okay? Today, there's 3 different marches that are taking place in downtown L.A., okay?
Yeah.
People went crazy. Nobody's going crazy over the fact that 13 people died driving cars that should have been recalled
by
General Motors.
Yes.
Why? How come that's not happening?
Right.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, well, I know why, too.
General Motors spends billions of dollars on advertising, and they spend the billions of dollars at the very conglomerates and networks that advertise, that run news shows, okay? And they said, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? We're not sending you $350 million next
month. You're going to talk about us.
Okay, we're going to get some supplies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm not telling you to suppress the story.
Right.
Just don't talk about it.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Watch where your bread is butter.
Just don't talk about it.
Right. It's nasty.
Because General Motors went into federal court last week and said to the judge, we know we killed 13 people.
Right.
We admit that.
Right.
We get that. We know we could have changed those parts. But that was the old GM. And we went bankrupt.
That's some
and
craziness.
legally, we are not responsible to compensate those families today at all, because we're a new GM.
Yeah.
And people should be upset about that.
Yeah, people should not be buying it.
Chevrolet, the heartbeat of America.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a literal statement.
It is.
That's a literal statement. And the commercial should run until the heartbeat stops.
Yeah, well, the heartbeat stopped 13 times.
Right.
For 13 people.
Right.
Okay?
But you did. You put your finger on it.
Yeah, that's what people should be upset about.
Yep.
And you know what you said. You know, there are people having issues, getting beat up by law enforcement all over the country. And with social media today, You can go Google stuff, and you can have 50, 100 different things.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, people need to be upset about that. Mm-hmm. And we know that there are bad apples everywhere. Okay?
I thought you were actually going to say it, Steve. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, say it.
What do you want me to say?
Go ahead. Let me just hear what you're going to say.
No, we know that there are.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I get that. Up here in the Antelope Valley in Palmdale, we had last year, we had a sheriff's deputy, okay, that was trading favors for sex and taking women out to the desert and raping them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
In exchange for, hey, I'm not going to give you a ticket.
Right.
I know there are bad
That's
cops
some
out there.
nasty stuff.
There are. Mm-hmm. A great majority
but
of them.
But we're not watching them. And we don't have a commission that's making sure that every single one, just like Donner, he's a lunatic. I mean, he was clearly a lunatic. Isn't his name Donner? Dorner. He was a lunatic.
Yes.
But he might have had a point. He might have had some validity to what he was saying.
In the discrimination?
In the discrimination, yes.
I don't doubt it. Now, the police chief went back, opened his file, looked at it again.
Of course he did. This is what he did.
And left it that way.
He said, I'm going to look at this. It's going to be on my desk. I promise you, people, I'm going to take at least 30 days to look at this. He opened the file. He put it right here. And then he said, okay, so what are we going to do today? Because that's already a done deal. That's about to be closed in 30 days. I said it's going to be open on my desk for 30 days. It's just open on my desk. He wasn't really looking.
Okay, he claims he did.
Of course he
He claims that...
Stop playing. Stop.
I'm just saying, all the allegations were unfounded. That's what he claims.
Yeah.
I'm sure that some of what Dorner said was probably true.
Yeah.
Because he's not the only officer that has said that.
No, he's not.
I'm sure that some of it was probably true. Mm-hmm. But Dorner was a nut.
Yeah, he was. He was. He was pushed to the brink, and he didn't know how to get to the other side of it, and he was broken. And it was horrible what he did, and there's no excuse for it. Well, and it makes whatever his argument hard to even listen to or consider.
In L.A., we have the police commission that oversees the LAPD. Mm-hmm. We have the LA County Board of Supervisors that's on top of that. We also have the mayor's office that's on top of that.
Yes.
Ever since the Rampart scandal, LAPD was front and center, and a lot of things became exposed.
Yeah.
There are organizations, there are committees, there are groups that oversee all this stuff.
How come we don't hear them? They're not speaking loud enough. Because there's not enough change. There's not enough change, Steve. I should never see a video of a woman that's in a cell, already locked up, and the cell opens up to deputies going in to beat the woman down. For what? Even if she was saying obscene things, she's already arrested. She's already in a cell.
What, are you watching like jail TV or something?
No, I don't watch jail TV.
You don't?
I have
like
Facebook.
it.
I have Facebook.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I watch it all the time. What are you talking about?
You watch jail TV and you still have the glasses on that you have on?
I need these glasses or I can't see.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the truth.
What are you talking about?
I just see stuff on Facebook. People post stuff on Facebook. And there was footage of a woman that was in a jail cell, a holding cell. I don't know what it was. And I guess she was saying the wrong stuff because they opened up the cell and 2 deputies went in and started beating her. And I'm thinking, well, she's already arrested. You already got her in the cell. What are you beating her for? Those deputies should be in the cell next to her now.
I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm not saying that. I didn't see the post. I don't know where it came from. But
there had to be more to it, right? It had to be
context.
A little man in the corner. She was stomping on him or something. She had to be doing something. Yeah. I mean, it's clear, Steve. She was in a cell.
Okay.
She was arrested.
Again, it happens. I get it. And in the age of media, where you can take a picture or a video from your cell phone and send it all over.
Well, this was police footage.
More and more. So the police put it up.
Well, I think that somebody that worked for the police department released it because it was a cell and it was from their cameras. She was arrested. So somebody in the agency released that footage.
Well, that was somebody who
said, I'm tired of seeing people get beat up, looking straight when they come in.
There was just about 2 weeks ago, at the top ranks of the LAPD, there's a commander, and he has a son that's also in the LAPD.
Yeah.
The son allegedly had done something. I don't recall what it was, okay? But Internal Affairs was told, hey, you got to look into this, okay? There's a sergeant, and she's a woman in Internal Affairs, who was looking into stuff, and she uncovered evidence that proved that this guy actually had done something wrong, all right? She was told by the top of the LAPD, get rid of the files, shred them, get rid of that evidence, make it go away. In the way that the rank and file works in the LAPD, okay, is that if she has an issue, she has to bring it to her chain of command, the next person. Well, the next person is exactly who told her to suppress this stuff. And she can't go any further than that, or she'll lose her job. So basically, she couldn't even talk about what just happened and the fact that she was told to suppress and shred all this evidence.
And that's illegal.
She couldn't. So
I just don't even get it.
Right. So she couldn't. She went to her attorney, and her attorney said that according to your employment agreement, according to the way it works, you can't go public with this, or you'll be prosecuted. You can't talk about this. The only way that you can talk about this is if you can take it to the chief of police. But you can't because he's higher than where you're supposed to be. A few weeks back, she went to the police commission, and she sat in it on a meeting that they were having there. And she determined that technically the police commission would be her immediate supervisor. So she took the microphone in front of the board of supervisors 2 weeks ago and went public with this whole thing. And she was told to destroy all the evidence. She said, I have all the evidence at home.
Oh, she shouldn't have said that.
I have
because they're on their way. They were on their way to her house.
Yeah, yeah. And she was one of the people that she said, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I have to stop. I got to stop with this.
And I know that took some guts. And I'm sure she was afraid. Yeah. That's a very scary thing to do.
It is a very scary thing to do.
Thank
scary
God
thing
for
to
her.
do. There is a...
so what happened after that?
They are now looking into the whole situation. They're investigating it. And we'll see what happens. There have been some recent things with the LAPD where the chief of police have brushed things away.
Yes, on a regular.
Because it's a good old boy network sometimes.
Sometimes. Don't say sometimes.
Sometimes.
It is. That's what it is. Isn't that what you just said to me a little while ago?
And that happens everywhere. Okay?
It doesn't make it right.
I'm not saying
although I
right.
am still waiting for my invitation.
I'm wow. I know what she's talking about. Yeah, well, that's the way that it works. Hey, yesterday I said that I would make a prediction on the June 3rd.
Yes, you did.
Okay? And every once in a while, I'm going to pull out a category and make a prediction.
Let me just record it.
What?
Go ahead.
No, this is going to be an easy one. I'm taking an easy way out. Okay? But there are... 7. There are 7 people running for Attorney General.
Okay.
Okay? I'll just make a wild prediction and say there's no question about it. Kamala Harris is going to be reelected.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, now I say that, you say, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because there was no threat to this list for you. Come on now. Who are these people?
You know what's interesting? And right this very second, okay, I'm sure through the Spreaker radio network or at AVNewsCast.
Although I love this person because they sent me a letter saying that I had money that I didn't know anything about. I got one of those letters, you guys.
She did.
And I was like, is this a scam?
Yeah, she thinks
Let
she's
me research the address. Let me research the phone number. Did I do something in New York they're going to pick me up on? You know. I was like, what is it?
You've seen that on TV where they send you a notice and it's fake and really you go into a room and they arrest everybody?
Yeah. So I was like, we got to, John Chang sent me from the
Did you follow up on that?
What do you think? What's my name?
Did you? You already
It's
got
already
it?
spent.
Oh.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't get it, but it's spent.
I believe it.
It's spent. I'll be walking on it in a minute.
For those of you that don't know, Angelina can't save a nickel.
No, this is terrible.
It's just like water.
I know. I need a shackle.
Just absolutely like water. There's another radio station down the hill that has also decided to have a candidate forum
Wow.
on May 15th.
Stop it.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Wow.
They're also going to do that.
I mean, are we together as one? Like, you can't do the
No,
16th?
isn't that the Clippers' new song? I don't know. Together as one or We Are One?
I don't know.
They just released a video.
I don't watch the Clippers.
Oh, okay.
Till they get a new owner in the house.
Till they get a new owner in the house. And then it'll be okay.
And then maybe I'll be a Clipper fan. I've got some Clipper fans in some Tennessee that I'm sure they're just quite upset. They just love the Clippers. Even when they were just underdogs, crazy. They love the Clippers.
Yeah, a lot of people have liked them for a long time. Well, John Chang. Okay, so you got to go collect your money.
Oh, I've already put my
For that?
paperwork in.
Yeah. So KFI the other day announced that, hey, what AVNewsCast is doing is pretty cool. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, we're going to do it on the same day too.
Terrible.
Okay, we're not going to stream it because we don't have that technology, but
Right.
But we are. And who are they having, Jeff?
Gubernatorial candidates. I mean, and I don't know
Oh,
how they
yeah,
get through
yeah,
with the FCC because John and Ken said that they're going to pick and choose who they have up there.
Ooh.
You know what they said
How do you do
yesterday?
that?
John and Ken yesterday said that they're only inviting 3 candidates, okay, out of a field of, 12, 15, 16, whatever's running, right? They're only inviting 3. They're going to invite Tim Donnelly, which is that's their guy, okay, their poster child, Governor Jerry Brown, and the businessman who a lot of the polls apparently seem to think he's got a shot at it. His name is Neil Kashkari. Those are the only 3 that they're going to invite.
Yeah.
All right? And they were asked yesterday by news media, why aren't you inviting other people? Or how'd you pick those 3? Why only those 3? And they said, well, inviting the governor, that's an obvious, okay?
Yeah.
Because he's running in, we got to have him, okay? Tim Donnelly and Neil Kashkari are the only 2, we believe, have a chance in beating him at all.
So they decide.
So they have decided.
And they could say that and do that
Right.
and actually air that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that their reality probably is that they invited everyone and everyone else declined.
Tim Donnelly has already accepted.
No, but everybody else.
No, they didn't invite them.
Well, that's
They
what they
didn't-
say.
that's what
They
say,
didn't
yeah.
even reach out to
No,
him.
that's what they say.
Any candidate
It's a
would say
saving
yes.
face.
Not to
okay?
KFI, because they're not nice.
No.
Oh, they're not nice.
Particularly John and Ken.
Yeah, they're not nice. So every candidate wouldn't want to get on there and get beat up. They're not like us.
Interesting how I know James Helmold, who's running for LA County Sheriff, has been on John and Ken a couple of times. Or he's been on KFI, maybe not just John and Ken, but Tim Conway or whatever else it was. Paul Tanaka was on as well. And you can kind of get a feel for where these guys are headed by whether the candidate that's on has to take off their headset and walk off the set.
Yeah,
Because these guys are just
they're
terrible.
going in. Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd Tanaka do?
He walked. He was done. They beat him up.
Yeah.
Terribly. Which is probably something that you would like. Okay?
What do you mean?
'Cause they went-
no.
they
I don't
went
wanna
after
beat him
him.
up. I just want to know. I want to be able to understand. And if he says, "Look, I got my tattoo because I love birds," whatever,
No, it's a Vikings tattoo.
whatever. I'm
Right.
just saying. I just want him to know. Are you aware of the message that you're giving? A sector of the population that you're saying that you want to uphold justice for. I just want him to tell me that he's aware of all those things and none of those things are a factor, and he's not concerned with any of those things, and I'm keeping it on anyway. Because I think people need to know. Because that's telling a story. That's saying, I only care about what I want to care about. And I'm going to lie and say I'm not a part of this society.
Do you want to ask him about what happened during his tenure when he was at the LA County Jail?
Yeah.
And if he was sitting here, looked you straight in the eye, and said, I had no knowledge of it at all, would you believe him?
Probably. I know where you're trying to lead me. No.
Where do you think I'm trying to lead you?
With Obama and Benghazi.
No, I'm not. No, I wasn't even thinking that.
Okay.
But if he sat here and he said, on this Bible, on my children, I did not know.
No, I don't believe it. Even if he didn't know about that particular occasion, there's so much that happens in the LAPD that you can't be a person. You'd have to be on another planet to not know that you've got problems within the agency, with your personnel, with how inmates are treated, with how innocent. But I mean, one of the victims were going in just to visit his brother, and then it ended up beat up in a freezer, wasn't it, Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Beat up in the freezer.
Yeah.
He wasn't even arrested.
One of the candidates running for LA County Sheriff, Bob Olmsted, claims, and this is actually his written statement in the ballot, I'm a 32-year veteran of the sheriff's and a sheriff's commander. I am the one who blew the whistle on the corruption and wrongdoing in the sheriff's department that led to the FBI investigation, 20 arrests, and the resignation of Sheriff Lee Baca.
Nice.
Okay?
Now, that would be a party I'd go to. I wouldn't go to Lee Baca's party.
Well, now here's the thing, though, okay?
You retiring. We're going to have a party?
He wasn't the guy that smuggled the cell phone in.
Right.
Okay? He wasn't involved in that. And on top of it, there are people that are even saying, hey, maybe he's not totally clean either.
Well, of course they're going to say that because they don't want him elected, probably. But what they're not saying, what that paragraph doesn't say, and what Tanaka's paragraph doesn't say, is Tanaka was part of the whistleblowing. That ain't in Tanaka's paper.
Well, why would Tanaka put that in his own paper?
Well, because if he didn't know anything about it, if he didn't know and all of a sudden he was made aware of it, wouldn't he be with him and say, hey, this is not right under my watch?
Yeah, I don't have Tanaka's statement in front of me.
Isn't that interesting?
Okay. No. I don't. You know what?
Isn't that interesting? How come you don't have Tanaka's?
I have an issue with anybody that was there in the jail system at the time that this was going on. I do. Okay? Because I have a hard time believing that you can't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right? I do have a hard time believing that. Another interesting statement, all right, from James Helmold, who was not involved in the jail situation, okay? After the allegations of misconduct in the jails transpired, I was brought in to implement reform and improve jail safety. They reached out to me that was in a whole nother area.
Yeah, but you got to check what was going on in his area. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean, I just think that everybody needs to do their due diligence. They need to ask really, really pertinent questions and understand what's going on and where people are coming from and you know, all of that stuff.
Okay, well, some of these guys are actually going to stop by our candidate debate just to say hello and do a meet and greet because they realize the Antelope Valley is important.
I'm going to need V to give me her mask.
Yeah. Have somebody else you drive you so you don't have your car out there with license plates.
Right.
You know?
Like everybody doesn't know what I drive now because you say it all the time.
Yeah, it's a little black Nissan.
You see? I was waiting.
Tomorrow I'll give the license plate. We're about out of time.
Yep.
All right? We'll be back tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for making us the #1 news talk radio program in the Antelope Valley. Tomorrow in Lancaster, there's going to be a DUI checkpoint.
Oh.
No, we're not going to tell you where it is, but it's going to be tomorrow. It's going to start at 6 o'clock. And be very, very careful. Don't be stupid. All right?
Yeah.
Have a great day, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow.